Hello ladies and gents, welcome back. In this video I'm gonna give you my final preview and a recap of the last semi-final between Daniil Medvedev and Stefanos Tsitsipas. Daniil Medvedev beat Stefanos Tsitsipas in 4 sets. Let's start with any further ado. Before the match, it was a hyped match, of course, because of their rivalry. Medvedev was up 6-2. Now he's up 7-2 after his victory today. It was like 2 heavyweight champions that entered the court. Both of them wanted to win. Stefanos have reached his 3rd semi-finals here at Melbourne at Australian Open. He wanted to go to the final, but Medvedev wanted to win also, of course, and he did, and reached his 2nd consecutive final here at the AO. Last year he got a defeat by Novak Djokovic, like you all know. Novak defeated him in a convincing way. Today, when both of them entered the court, the outcome was not that clear. I had Medvedev as a little bit slight favorite in this battle, and I was right in the end. I said he'd probably go to 4 or 5 sets, most likely 4 sets. Stefanos Tsitsipas played tremendously good in this match. He entered the match with a great mindset. He had a game plan, actually. He had a great game plan. And he started out playing his first strike tennis. His tactic was to shorten up the points. Don't get Medvedev starting from the baseline. Don't give Medvedev the initiative to dictate. Don't give him any momentum. And Stefanos Tsitsipas, he went up hyper offensive. He was very effective in his approach. He played mixed tennis with some out wide serves and then followed up with the volley. He tried to confuse Medvedev with a lot of net approaches and drop shots. And his lethal forehand, he put so much pace. It was strong, it was effective, it was depth in his big forehand swing, and that really gave Medvedev big time trouble. So this and he was very cautious from his backhand side, which I think was a great strategy, because we know that sometimes it can leak unforced errors. Today it didn't leak so many unforced errors from his backhand side until the end of the match. But I think that Stefanos' game plan was very clear and simple in his head. He knew exactly what he was doing. And when he was doing unforced errors, it was by small margin. He had a good thought behind every unforced errors he did in this match. It was unforced errors, but with small margins. Both of these players made, of course, unforced errors. But if you look at Stefanos Tsitsipas' unforced errors, the way he did them, it was very close of him to actually succeed. So it wasn't a tough call. It was too sad in the end, because we saw that in the end of the 3rd set and the beginning of the 4th set, Stefanos Tsitsipas was really pressured with his high pace that Medvedev set up in the end. He switched gears and the Greek started to get tired. He started to lose focus. His legs was very heavy. He couldn't move as well as he did in the first 2.5 sets. And then what happens when you are playing like that? You start to do a lot of unforced errors, and that is what Stefanos Tsitsipas did. He didn't surrender, but Medvedev was just too strong in the end. He did too much unforced errors in the last 2 sets. I think it was combined 17 unforced errors in set 3 and set 4. And if you look at the match stats, Medvedev won tremendously a lot of points behind both his 1st and 2nd serve. 86% behind his 1st serves, and 72 behind his 2nd serve. Tsitsipas started out very great, won a lot of points in his 1st serve and 2nd serve, but in the set 3 and 4, the number dipped a little bit, and he landed on 67% behind his wins behind his 1st serve and 62% behind his 2nd serve. And Medvedev returned much better totally in this match. He won 33% behind Tsitsipas' 1st serve and 35% behind Tsitsipas' 2nd serve. and Medvedev and Tsitsipas only won 14% behind Medvedev's first and second serve each. So that was not great numbers. He could have returned a little bit better, but what can you say? Medvedev so tremendously good and smart in this match, and Medvedev totally made 39 winners and 28 unforced errors, and Tsitsipas did 35 winners and 32 unforced errors. Medvedev converted 4 out of 12 breakpoint opportunities, and Tsitsipas 2 out of 4. So totally, Medvedev had the better numbers in the end, and that's why he won. He'll return a little bit better than Tsitsipas, because Medvedev's game plan was to put the ball in play, to move the Greek around the court, make him and pressure him, force him to do unforced errors. In the end, he didn't have any answer, because Medvedev, when you enter the court and are going to play against Medvedev, you clearly know from the beginning what Medvedev is going to do, but it's so hard to hit through him. You need those offensive weapons that Stefanos had today. His forehand was lethal today. I've actually never... This is one of the best matches I've seen him execute his forehand. But like I said, Medvedev, what is he good at? His defensive skills, of course. He reads the game. He knows what to do. He's always one step ahead. And when he wants, he can switch that gear. He can accelerate, put pace on the ball, put more topspin on the ball. But today, I think in the beginning, he was too defensive on the first shot and gave the young Greek the opportunity to dictate. And in the beginning, he wasn't in control of the returns either. He played his return too short into the mid-court for Stefanos to just create and have the first strike there. But in the end, he was the better returner. He switched up his backhand returns. Instead of putting so much angles in them, he put more pace, and that really paid off. And his backhand offensively, he started to hit it more flat. Same with the forehand. He mixed up the game a little bit and switched gear, like I said, from this level to this level. So that's why Medvedev was the stronger dude in the end. Even though this battle couldn't have gone either way after the third set, Medvedev showed some great fighting spirit there, like Stefanos, of course. But sometimes small things can disturb, and that happened, because when you play a tennis match, it's supposed to be between two players. But then Medvedev had that outburst against Stefanos' father, where he complained that he tried to coach him from the section, from the player's box. And he was not mad. He was very mad and not happy with that. And after that, it's something like emptied him. He got rid of all of his frustration and turned that into something positive. And it seems like on the same time, the wear went out for the young Greek. But all in all, the Greek tried. He played tremendously, rock solid, first strike tennis with low unforced error margins in the beginning, in the first 2.5 sets. He really was the better player, I think, after saving those 4 set points in the first set. And he was up in the tiebreak, but lost it. But in the second set, he immediately broke Daniil Medvedev. He could have broken him in the beginning of the third set also, but Medvedev didn't let him do that. And after that, he ate his way into the match. He took Stefanos piece by piece until he couldn't do anything more. He didn't surrender the young Greek. He put up a great performance, but in this case, the better player won. It was a fair and square victory for Daniil Medvedev. And that's why he's in the final, his second consecutive final. If he can defeat Nadal, he will be the new world #1. I have read on different social medias that if Medvedev wins Australian Open, he will win his 2 first Grand Slam consecutive after they won each other. That nobody has done that before, but I think that Jimmy Connors did that in 1973 when he won first won the Australian Open, and then he didn't participate in the French Open because it was some kind of boycott at that time. and then he went on to win Wimbledon, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe I'm right there. But anyway, if Medvedev achieves that, it will be an amazing task, because many players are knocking on the door to push away the big three. Now Novak is not here. That gives Nadal, I will not say once in a life opportunity, because he has won this tournament before, but it gives him a huge advantage. With not Novak participating, Nadal, like I said in my preview, he has a tremendously great chance of lifting this trophy for the first time since 13 years, and that was in 2009. I think he has lost 4 finals, if I'm not mistaken. So Nadal is here. He has nothing to lose now after his great victory against Berrettini. He saved a lot of energy. Same goes for Medvedev. So both of these players are going to go in with all cylinders. They're going to go all in with sweat and power. Maybe we'll see a grinding party like the AO final in 2012. Who knows? But who do I hold as the favorite? I'm going to go in now who I believe will win. First, I'm going to start with Nadal. This tremendously phenomenal athlete from Mallorca, from Spain, the Spaniard, El Toro, the most consistent player, point by point, the most competitive player I've ever seen, the most fierce competitor I've seen, the guy that delivers, the guy that delivers most in ATP Grand Slams and Grand Slams. He has now, if I'm not mistaken, one subscriber, Rupak, wrote that he has both 450 plus victories on both clay and hard courts, which is a unique feature. And that's tremendous good numbers for this long-living legend that's still going strong. So Nadal, look, he's out here to create history. He's here to collect his second AO title, but most he wants to collect that 21st Grand Slam. He will be the king. I will not say the GOAT yet, but he will be lonely in that feature if he wins, of course, like you all know. Look, guys, before the AO, after the ATP finals, what happened? Nadal he had a long break. I think he didn't participate in the ATP finals. He was away for 6 months, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. He had a foot injury. Then he caught the COVID. He didn't get the best preparation for this tournament, and neither did COVID, neither did his foot injury, neither did Giron, Hanfman, Khachanov, Manarino, Shapovalov, Berrettini. None of those guys could beat Rafael Nadal. So what can beat Nadal? Is Medvedev the only guy that can beat him? In my preview, what did I say? I said Nadal's biggest obstacle of not reaching the final is Alexander Zverev. And since he didn't want to go further in this tournament, since he didn't deliver and put an end to Shapovalov, Nadal was in the final after that loss. I said to myself, Nadal is in the final after that Shapovalov defeat over Zverev. So Nadal, what does he have to do to win against this Russian wall? He just has to play his game. He will have to, this is the key. Since Medvedev is serving so great, Nadal will have to repeat his great returning like he did against the big server like Berrettini. But I think that Medvedev has a better second serve than Berrettini. So Nadal really has some thing to figure out here. But he has beaten Medvedev 3 out of 4 times. He beat him at the US Open final 2019 in that epic final. It was very close. Medvedev could have won that match. And in the previous meeting at the ATP Naito finals, Medvedev finally won. I think it was last year. No, in 2020, I think. And before that, before the US Open final, they met at the Canadian Open, where Nadal bageled him in the final, and then he made a tremendously good comeback in that ATP Naito finals. Also in 2019, where Medvedev was up 5-1, I think, in that third set, but Nadal wanted the other thing. He had already advanced, but still showed. Listen, guys, Nadal was already ready for the semifinal, if I'm not mistaken. He was done 1-5, if I'm not mistaken. But what did he do? He performed. He sweat his buttocks off. He showed that tennis is a gentleman's sport. I will fight to the last point. I will not give you anything for free. If Nadal can return and serve like he did today, if he can find those corners with his forehand and push Medvedev back and aim for his weaker side, which in my opinion is the Medvedev forehand, and mix up the game and try to be a little bit more offensive, I think that Nadal have a decent chance to defeat Medvedev. I still hold Medvedev as a very, very, very small favorite. Very small. By 0.5%. So I give Medvedev 50.5% and Nadal 49.5%. That's how even I think this battle is gonna be. Medvedev, like I said, when he switch gears, when he has this unorthodox style. You never know what he's gonna do. When you think that he's gonna put out the ball, he's gonna make an unforced errors, and he's not gonna hit that ball clean. When the ball drops short, you think that Medvedev is not gonna catch this ball, but he always does that. He comes up with the solutions all the time. He's a problem solver, exactly like Rafael Nadal. Rafael Nadal is a problem solver. He has done this for almost 20 years now, guys. When I say that Medvedev is the favorite by the smallest margin, I mean that. I will not be surprised if Medvedev win this match. I will not be surprised if Nadal wins this match either. I will not be surprised if Nadal wins in straight sets either. This battle can go either way. Either way, it's a popcorn blockbuster battle between the two best players so far in the tournament, without a shadow of a doubt. Tsitsipas together with Rafael Nadal. Mostly Rafael Nadal has impressed me most. Medvedev have impressed me because of his mental strength. In the first rounds, he didn't impress me. He did his job, like I said. But against Aliassime, when he was on the verge of leaving this tournament, he showed that he's a fighter. He come up with something. He didn't want to lose. So he worked harder, and finally he got his teeth into Aliassime's serve, and he started to return better, he started to play better. Exactly like Rafael Nadal did against his one-dimensional Italian Berrettini, who I know he will win easily. That's why I put destroy in my headline on the video. I'm not saying he totally destroyed Berrettini, but the way he won, it wasn't destruction if you look all in all at the performance, because it was really nothing that he could put up against Nadal Berrettini. He was just too small in numbers. He was not physically compatible, but Medvedev is. This is going to be a tight physical battle. Both of them going to serve great. Who will let the guard first? I don't know. The guys that take best care of his breakpoint opportunities will be the guy that win, of course. If these battles go to many tie breaks, I think that Nadal will have the upper hand, because I'm not super impressed with Medvedev, even though he won today in tie break, the first set. I think that Nadal is here to create history. Medvedev is here to create history. He's here to win his second Grand Slam. Nadal is here to win his 21st Grand Slam. And since the Big Three has entered the tour, when they are playing together in a Grand Slam, especially at Australian Open, only two guys has not won, if their name are not Djokovic, Federer, or Nadal. And those guys are Marat Safin in 2005 and Stanislav Wawrinka, Stan the man, who beat Rafael Nadal here in 2014. Those are the only guys that has won this tournament beside the Big Three. So Medvedev is here. He wants to change something. He wants to change history. May the best player win, but I think that Medvedev is the guy to beat. but Nadal has played best. He has convinced me most. If he takes out Medvedev, it will be well deserved for the El Toro. But if the Russian wall wins, he has already cemented his place as the best player in current status. And it will be also a well-deserved victory for Daniil Medvedev if he wins. He has been now in, this will be his 4th Grand Slam. He has lost one against Novak Djokovic here last year and one at US Open against Nadal. He took his revenge on Novak Djokovic at the US Open, and now he will do the opposite and take his revenge maybe on Nadal at Australian Open. We will see. May the best man win. I have nothing more to say. Thank you for watching this video. Take care and bye-bye.